What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man the Animated Series VHS box figures of Doctor Strange and Morbius. So this is a pretty cool pack, getting two more characters as their designs from Spider-Man the Animated Series. So we had Doctor Strange, just as we've had before, just with different color variation to match more how he did in the show, as well as Morbius, which will have a different look and how they modified him for the show, but still looks cool with both those designs there. If we spin around, I guess on this side we have our VHS box, so 1 and 2 for Doctor Strange and Morbius with them facing each other, and then our two figures there on the back, again what the figures will look like themselves. So those look pretty cool and I'm excited to check these out. So let me get these open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Doctor Strange, who of course his real name is Stephen Strange. He's the master of mystical arts and the most powerful sorcerer on Earth. He was formerly a prominent New York surgeon that had his hands crushed in a car crash, so he sought out the help of this sorcerer, Ancient One, to cure him, but Stephen became his pupil and learned the mystical arts himself to cure his hands. And then specifically in the Spider-Man animated series, we see that Mary Jane was captured and brainwashed by Baron Mordo into becoming his servant, leading Spider-Man and Doctor Strange to team up to try and save her. And as usual, he has powers of vast mystical arts of astral projection, conjuring, telepathy, telekinesis, flight, hypnotism, illusions, teleportation, time manipulation, intangibility, protective shields, and energy blast. And overall, he looks cool here. Now, this is very similar to the Doctor Strange we've had more recently. The classic design looks relatively the same. The only real difference is that, probably face looks a little bit different, more for the animated style, as well as his outfit's more of like this purple color instead of a blue. His cape or cloak of levitation has more of a vast design. I do like this a lot with the Eye of Agamotto like clasp there in the center. So overall, this looks pretty nice. I like the other one more just because of the classic colors, but this looks really nice. It'd be awesome to like put this cape on our other figure, but overall looks pretty good. So we get the face there of Stephen Strange, which looks, relatively nice. Love his little thin pencil mustache, of course his crazy pointy eyebrows, his mostly black hair, but with the white streaks, almost like skunk streaks running through it. So looks nice overall beyond that, with a black collar shirt there that goes down. So we get black up above his little logo. Again, a logo that's just supposed to be him. So, his color and outfit design. So that's just always on his chest. But then, like I said, the cloak of levitation with the high color there in red, that looks nice detailing, like the waves and wrinkles and all that coming around, especially here to the front, again with that clasp of the Eye of Agamotto there. So it looks pretty nice overall for that. Again, the shirt is purple this time instead of like his standard blue. Has a nice wrap around his waist, so just this band wrapped around there with black pants on. So he normally has the black pants, but as you'll see with the other figure, he has like more of a skirting or the tunic piece that comes down, so you don't see this much of him, but not bad just with the pant design there, all in black down to his feet. And then of course we get yellow gloves on his hands. That's always classic for Doctor Strange as well. So very nice looking figure overall. Like I said, not as classic because they changed up the colors and a little bit of the design, but I do really like this a lot. But for movements, we get his head that will twist around. Of course, going to be hard with the cape, but will twist all the way around. And it's a little bit stiff, but he can look down that far and up that far. So his neck joint's really stiff for some reason, but has decent range for what it is. Of course, the color gets in the way. But then we go down to his arms, which of course this cape is thick and not moving too much. So his arms only come out a little bit and can move back and forth, so rotate around a little. But we get these single elbow joints that will bend there pretty much to 90 with the rotation in them. And then of course we get the wrist that'll twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch, so we can crunch forward and crunch back. Again, hard to crunch with the cape, but it does crunch there. And he will twist all the way around at the waist. The hips can come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, not far from kicking his butt. A shin twist there in the middle of the leg, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty good movements, of course, with the pinless joints and all that. But like I said, unfortunately with the cape, we get limitations with his arms. But what he's got isn't bad at all. And of course, we can use that to pose up his hands for using his mystical powers. And with that, we do get some extra hands. So we get a set of fist hands. So if you want to have more like punch fighting or whatever, we got that. And then we also get some of the effects for his mystical powers. So we get the effects that we can put onto his hands. So we can put those effects on his hands like that just to show him using some of his powers. So that looks really nice as well. Of course, just the standard thing for Doctor Strange, but it does look really good there. I love that design overall for him. And as I said, this looks almost identical to the one we got more recently. So here is that Doctor Strange. So you can see it pretty much has has the same outfit design, just doesn't have this like skirting type piece, but everything else looks almost exactly the same. Just little details like the gloves have some black on them instead of all yellow, blue shirt instead of the purple, and then like I said, the cape design, which I really love the cape on this one. I wish it, not be attached here, and we can easily switch that out or something. But yeah, both look really nice. This one just has more of the classic colors, but I do really like this one a lot. I think it looks awesome. And of course, in this pack, we also get Morbius, who is Michael Morbius. Now, he was an academic rival of Peter Parker at Empire State University, and he was obsessed with ridding his home country of a disease carried by vampire bats. So he began testing on them and was bitten by a mutated bat, causing him to become a vampire that needed to feed off humans. And Spider Man felt responsible for what happened to Morbius, so he continuously tried to help to change him back to a normal human. And with Morbius' vampire powers, he has superhuman strength, speed, agility, reflexes, and senses, as well as having regenerative healing factor, mesmerism, psionic gliding, as well as vampire fangs. Now, of course, in the Spider-Man animated series, they couldn't have him sucking blood of people, so in the show, they added suckers onto his hand that he could grab onto people and drain their plasma, because they weren't allowed to say blood either. So it's cool to have this Morbius, because for me, I grew up watching Spider-Man the animated series, so this is how Morbius looked when I was introduced to him. Now, of course, I don't like this design as much, especially compared to his normal design that I'll show you the figure of, but just specifically this figure I think looks a little weird. So we get his face, so of course his skin and everything is all white since he's a vampire now, has the big pointy bat-like ears there as well. You can see the fangs there in his mouth, as well as his red eyes that look pretty crazy, and his more pig-like bat nose with a like goatee there on his chin as well, with the blue hair that's there flowing in the wind, again a part of that animated series design. Then he has a black leather jacket on over the top, like a trench coat design that has a nice collar piece that comes up, looks like some Blade would wear, with a light blue shirt on underneath. Has a little like v-neck cut there, but just a light blue shirt with blue pants as well. So he's got a lot of blue on blue with a black belt all the way down to the black boots that come up to his feet. So don't know what kind of boots those would be to be on his feet like that with his pants like tucked into him, but kind of weird for it. But the inside of his jacket does have purple as well, which looks pretty nice. And then of course we have his skin coming down from his sleeves that are pulled up, so skin coming down where we can see those suckers on his hands. So he has the painted designs on there, very similar to what Moreland had when we had them not too long ago with the suckers on his hand. So overall, it looks relatively decent. This is, like I said, how I was introduced to Morbius, but I just don't like this design at all. And like I said, specifically for this figure, I'm not sure what it is, but something about like his lower body looks like short to me, even though, it's going to be the same proportions as normal Marvel Legends. It just looks really short to me. I don't know if like the black is mixing in with the coat, and so it's like making his legs disappear, so it's only this one I'm seeing, but his legs just look short, and then his body, like upper body, looks normal, but then his head looks huge on the body, like it looks bigger than what it should be. So just a lot of weirdness going on with the proportions of this. And like I said, overall I don't like this because of the colors, like just too much blue on him, but that is how he appeared in the show. But for movements, we have this head that'll twist all the way around. Of course, get there around the collar there is a little bit hard, but he can look down that far and up that far. So again, pretty decent movements with the hinge there in the neck. But then we get the shoulders that do come up that far, not all the way up to 90 because of the little lip there on him. So up that far, and it'll rotate around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that'll bend up that far, so pretty decent for that, with the wrist that'll twist around and flex back and forth. Then we go to his ab crunch, so we get the ab crunch cut out there. He'll crunch forward, of course crunch back a little, jacket's in the way so you can't get too much, and he'll also twist around at the waist, so just below the belt there. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side, thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that's going to usually be a little stiff on him, it feels like. That'll come up that far to the back, so not too bad for that. There is a shin twist on the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So not horrible movements, just the jacket gets in the way of a lot of those, so have issues with that alone. But for accessories, the only thing he comes with is an extra set of hands, so just an all white set of fist hands there. But I think just for him, specifically from the show, having his powers, I think I'll want to leave these hands on just to kind of show off that for sucking blood or whatever. So I guess that will look fine just the way he's there. And of course, we've had more comic version of Morbius. So we have this version. Of course, this is what he more standard looks like from the comics. Of course, there's different newer designs and all that as well, but that's what he normally looks like compared to this form. So like I said, I definitely prefer that other one. I would love to have that same figure design just in an updated body, because that would look much better, especially compared to this as well. But overall, for it being from the animated series, this is what it looks like, so it carries off that look. And with both our figures, we can have a face off of Doctor Strange against Morbius there, although they didn't appear in the same episodes, but both look really cool there. I love this Doctor Strange. Like I said, just wish if he was more in a blue shirt, this would probably be my new standard version of Doctor Strange, just because I love this design with the cape and all that much more than the other one, but still looks good. Just that purple shirt is off a little. And then this Morbius is cool. Like I said, my first image of Morbius, because I watched the show as a kid, but I don't like this nearly as much as I prefer his normal, original, classic comic design. But both figures look pretty cool for what they are. Like having both of these. Definitely Doctor Strange, though, is my favorite of the two. But let me know what you thought of these two down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.